every time, and I get this punch from Smith, and you saw everything.
Well, how did you feel when the 11th round started?
I knew that he will more pressure, and I think I have to give him punch the air to be tired. And 12th round, I take my all power, all my conditioning, and fight.
Congratulations, by the way, Dmitry. After the fight, I spoke with Pernell Whitaker, who came here specifically to watch you fight, and he said a lot of nice things about you. Okay, you had great defense, that he thought you could someday be on the top of the pound-for-pound list, and a lot of very complimentary things. I know you're a fan of his also. Can you tell me what it means to you to have somebody like the Hall of Famer, great fighter like Whitaker, say those things, compare himself to you, and talk about your defense and just your overall abilities?
First of all, I want to say that Pernell Whitaker's defense is better than me. I respect him. Well, I saw his many fights. He's one of my favorite fighters because when I saw his fight, he had too much fun and he relaxed. And I like a fighter like him. And of course, it's good for me. I have never thought that a fighter like Pernell Whitaker will say about me good things. I'm happy.
He was noticeably bigger than you in the ring. You are a little small for 75. You said you can make 68. I mean, is the plan to go down to 68? Can you make that comfortably, or are you comfortable being the smaller man in the ring?
No, 175 is my weight class. I feel great, but I know that if you wanna get big fight, you can make another weight class, and I just open doors for me for good fights, for big fights against another champion. I think it's a good opportunity for me that I can make 168 only for big fight, only for big fights.
Eddie, what is the prospect then of the Callum Smith fight?
Yes, that's a great fight. I was talking to Joe Gallagher about it earlier. You know, I mean, you've got obviously the prospect of Canelo maybe one day going back to 168. We don't know. Callum Smith is the WBA champion, Ring Magazine champion with us. He's going to probably box on the Usyk card, so he'll be looking for another big fight in America probably towards the end of the year. So I think with Dmitry, Marcus Brown is the mandatory next, which I think is a great fight, which we expect probably to make in August. And then
say it again, make
August
Dmitry versus
Marcus Brown. He's the mandatory. WBA will call that next week. It's a very good, tough fight, but it's the kind of fight he wants to be in. I mean, he's had 16 fights. Actually, when you look at the resume, it's very impressive after 16 fights. But you know, I think he has the ability. You got a lot of the champions on ESPN. Beterbiev actually, frustratingly, once I told him that we were signing Dmitry, he went to top rank. I don't think that was overly intentional, but he did know about it before he left, and that was a fight I would love to make. So we'll see how that plays out, but I think the focus will be the WBA mandatory, which is a very, very good fight and a great profile fight for Dmitry now because of his win against Bouts.
And you would like to do that fight between Brown and Dmitry in August?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the WBA have already said they're going to call it, so when they call it, we expect it to happen next. I think Kathy and Vadim, know that that's the fight that's going to be called. Whether there's an exception or a permit for a voluntary or unification, we'll have to see. But I do think that is an excellent fight to be made.
Dmitry, what do you think of Marcus Brown and his style, being a tall southpaw and a strong guy?
To be honest, I haven't seen his a lot of fights, and I didn't see his fight against Bouts. But if my fight will against Brown, of course I will be glad because he has a good name in boxing. He has 2 belts, yeah,
WBC.
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 Yeah, I will be glad to fight.
Now, if the Marcus Brown fight happens not to come to fruition, it was widely talked about you and Sergey Kovalev. Is that a fight you would pursue?
Of course, I want to fight against everyone who has a belt. I want to fight for the belt because I feel that now it's my time. I have 28 years. When? Only now. I'm ready to big fights.
Is there one fighter in particular that you would love to get in the ring with?
Кто-то есть, с кем бы ты очень хотел встретиться? С кем бы ты мечтал встретиться?
Скажи, что много с кем я мечтал встретиться, да, но это редко случается. Вот сейчас я, если честно, впервые услышал, что с Маркусом Брауном, да и я вообще готов. Если с ним легче договориться, я готов. Я не хочу просто ждать сидеть кого-то одного.
Yeah, it's a lot of fights out there that I thought before that I would want to happen, but they haven't happened. Even already in the career that I've had. Today I'm hearing first about Marcus Brown. We haven't talked about it because the team was focused on Joe Smith. But he's like, if that's the fight we can make, I want to fight him because I just don't want to wait too long. I just want to make the big fights that are available.
Now, did you see Sergey Kovalev's last fight, and what did you think about him recapturing his belt?
Yeah, of course. I saw his fight, and he hold his tactic, and this is это дало ему победу.
He held to his tactic, and that gave him the victory. He got the victory by just being consistent.
And I wanted to fight him before my fight against Pascal, but he lost his first fight against Alvarez, and then our
Fell apart. The fight fell apart. The fight fell apart.
Do you look at? I'm sorry.
When Joe first came out tonight, it looked like his plan was to land the big right, and then around the 5th round or so, you were timing him really well, and he made a bunch of different adjustments in the later rounds. Talk about your defense and how you were able to adjust to his style.
Много перестраивался во время всего боя. Поговори его о защите и как ты перестраивался в течение боя.
Во-первых, я менял дистанцию в течение боя, и я старался прессинговать его, потому что когда он двигается назад, он плохо работает назад. Он может бить только вперед, он редко бьет назад. И в те моменты, когда он прессинговал меня, я старался двигаться по сторонам, не уходить прямо назад, по сторонам и иногда сокращать дистанцию, чтобы он не нанес удар.
I tried different tactics distance-wise, because he does very well when he's moving forward, so sometimes I try to push him back. He doesn't land big punches when he's moving back. So and when he was coming at me, I was moving side to side and just trying not to go back in a straight line. So I just tried different things throughout the fight to see where I would find my most comfortable position.
И старался не оставаться именно в средней дистанции, да, то есть он опасен в средней дистанции, он может махнуть своим ударом. Я старался держать либо дальнюю дистанцию, либо просто сократить ее очень близко.
And I knew he was dangerous at mid distance, so I tried to either break the distance and stay away or be closer in.
Did you know you had to fight one on points because you looked to get more aggressive in the 12th round? Did you know you had a wide lead on the scorecards?
Yeah, of course I felt that I win fight, I can win, but just I punched him and I saw he doesn't feel good and and I can beat him more and more.
Did you feel if you had 20 more seconds or 30 more seconds, you would have been able to knock him out at the end of the fight?
Yeah, I felt that more 10 seconds and maybe he will be on canvas.
Dmitry, how would you rate your performance tonight?
Как ты оцениваешь свою выступление? How do you rate your performance?
how do you rate my performance?
How do you think you did?
No, he's asking
Is that you?
That's your job.
Yeah.
Well, I think you passed. I think you did great. I think you passed with flying colors.
My opinion and boxing fans' opinion can make different. For me, of course, I wanted that people will glad. I glad because I didn't get a lot of punches, and I beat him. I punch him. I give him a lot of punches, and I want to know how you, как вы оцениваете мой.
It's more important for me to know how you rate my performance tonight.
Was he the hardest puncher that you fought? Has he hit you harder than anyone else has hit you?
Maybe he's the hardest puncher, yeah. And Pascal has a strong right and left hand, but he hasn't enough speed to. If you have a good punch, you don't have enough. You don't have enough speed. He has a lot of punch. He has a good punch.
Dmitry, you obviously want to fight the other belt holders to be the best. Where do you rate yourself now between yourself, Kovalev, Gvozdyk, and Biev, if you were to rank all four of you?
Как поставить четверых чемпионов, кто считается, где ты?
I don't know. Я не люблю о себе говорить высоко, да. Я люблю это доказывать в ринге, на самом деле. Но если мне вот сейчас мне скажут, давай бой какой-то сделаем против какого-то из чемпионов, я вообще скажу, давайте, я это поза.
I don't like to speak highly of myself, and right now we're all champions. But if there was the ability to make one of those fights, I'm ready to do it next.
Eddie and Kathy, questions really for you two, because I would say for about 2 years now, Dmitry has been asking for a unification fight. And for whatever reason, it hasn't happened. Kovalev losing is a big reason. But now with the other champions on other networks, how realistic is it for Dmitry to get these unification fights?
Difficult, but I think speaking firstly, and I'll pass over to Kathy because obviously she's got another one of the champions.
Yeah.
But I have no problem with Dmitry boxing on ESPN if it means the opportunity for it, because I won't hold a fighter back and say no, you can't do that. If it's the right deal, and Kathy and Vadim think it's the right opportunity, no problem. So I want to see him in big fights. I want to be in the corner,
right,
support him. If it has to be on another network, no problem. Okay. You got other champions?
The nicest thing here is we've got 2 champions and we just want to fight everybody. So when the fight happens, it's going to be huge and it's going to be exciting and a lot of fun. And I can't predict the future because there are lots of things that have to be discussed before we get there. But it's obviously something everybody wants.
Is that a fight that Sergey wants?
Sergey wants to fight everybody. Has he ever not wanted to fight everybody? That's the easy part. It's just arriving at the right timing and the right money and the right network. And there's a lot to be discussed, but certainly we all look forward to having those discussions. I know, speaking for Sergey, we do, and also to the extent that I'm involved with Dmitry.
Dmitry, do you feel like the Sergey Kovalev is a kind of a passing of the torch since he reigned at the top of the division for so long?
Ты считаешь, что победить Сергея это как получить его факел, вести его дальше, так как он долго уже доминирует? Можно стать следующим после него.
Я бы не сказал, что он сейчас прям сильно доминирует, да, перед собой. Но, конечно, это будет круто, да, я не думаю, что я хочу занять его место там или что-то. У меня своя история, да. Я просто хочу выигрывать бои, хочу другие пояса, и я буду только рад возможности подраться с кем-то еще. Что ж нам еще здесь делать в боксе, как не брать большие бои?
Right now I don't think he's dominating at the moment. He's definitely someone who's done a lot, but at the same time, my goal is to unify titles. doesn't matter with who or how I do it. I mean, that's the reason why we're here, is to try to become the best. And that's one. That's my
У меня своя история. У меня своя история. Не хочу там забрать его какой-то факел.
My goal has nothing to do with taking what he's done. My goal is to just write my own history.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. Well done.